Guys, we're getting rid of the bridge seats. I'm just kidding, guys. We're not getting rid of those seats. I freaking love those seats, but I did take them out so that I could show you how to install the Shrader Performance Rear Seat Delete. That's gonna allow us to shed about 23 pounds of useless weight, because let's face it, the rear seats in this car are an absolute joke. Also, before we get started, just so we're on the same page, you don't actually have to take out your front seats to do this. I just did it so I could easily get the camera in here and show you each step of the way. But let's go ahead and get these rear seats out of the car. The first thing we're gonna do is remove the 10mm bolt on the front of each seat cushion. So you're gonna have one on each side. To remove the seat cushions, you're gonna lift up on the front and push down on the back to release it from the bracket. And there's also gonna be a connection right back here that you'll need to disconnect before you can pull the cushion out. There we go. On each side, there's gonna be this child seat mount bracket that we're gonna remove. It's held in place with two 12mm bolts, and we need to disconnect this harness from the bracket as well. To remove the seatbelt buckle, there's just a 14mm bolt. And then we unplug this connection here. We're gonna fold the back of the seat down, and we need to unclip this felt from the styrofoam piece in the trunk. As you can see, I've removed the trunk liner, and the felt is just held in place with 3 push clips. If you carefully pull on it, it'll pop free of those clips without having to actually remove the clips themselves. Like I said, there's 3 of them, 1, 2, 3, and here's the piece that just holds them in place. So again, just carefully pull it out. This piece right here is pretty pliable, so it should just come free pretty easily. If you peel back the felt liner we just unclipped, on each of the bottom corners, you're gonna see a 12mm bolt holding the seat back to the hinge. Remove both of these bolts, and then we can remove the seat back. We're gonna remove this bracket next for the hinge of the seat back, but to do so, we need to pop out this side panel. So on each side, take out these 2 pop clips. You just need a flathead screwdriver. I've already popped them loose, so I can just pull them out by hand. And then peel back this trunk liner to reveal another hidden pop clip right there. And then there's also one down here that we'll take out. We need to pop the back of the door sill off of that side piece we need to remove. So we're just gonna pull straight up on this, try to get under it. There we go. And then just pull this rubber gasket back off this edge. To remove the side panel, we just need to carefully but firmly pull it away from the side of the car towards the center of the car. It's just held in place with some push clips. So take your time here. Again, you're gonna need to give it a firm pull to release those clips. There we go. After you remove that panel, check and make sure you don't have any of the white clips still stuck in the car like this. If you do, pull it out and reinstall it into the panel for when we reinstall those panels. That gives us access to all 3 of the 12mm bolts that are holding this bracket in place. After you remove both of the brackets, make sure you reinstall those 3 bolts on each side, because I believe those holes are open to the underside of the car. This next part can be a little bit of a pain just because it's a tight squeeze back here, but we're looking to remove the 2 hooks for the seat back. And to do so, we need to temporarily remove this plastic trim piece that's underneath the upper shelf, because it's blocking the 2 bolts that are holding these hooks in place. So I've already removed the one on the driver's side. Each piece is held in with 3 of the same white pop clips that hold in the side panel. I'd recommend you remove the one on the driver's side first, because it overlaps the piece on the passenger side. The best way I've found to do this is to put some pressure pulling towards the front of the car on the plastic trim piece, and then give it a good smack on the bottom to pop those clips free. And that seems to do the job. And then over on the side near the seat belt, you'll just need to kind of squeeze it through the gap. There we go. That gives us access to the two 12mm bolts holding these hooks in place. You're gonna want a 12mm ratcheting wrench to undo those bolts, and there's also gonna be a clip from this panel that goes into the bracket of this hook as well. I'll show you what to do with that once I get these bolts out. I've already loosened them. So for that clip, you kind of want to just twist the hook down and then pull towards you to pop the clip free of the panel, and then it should slide out. At this point, we're going to remove the rear seat belts. Now this is completely optional, but if you're doing this, I don't see why you wouldn't remove them. There's going to be a 14mm bolt on the bottom. For the main seatbelt assemblies, there's going to be a 17mm nut holding it in place, so just use a deep socket and an extension. If you want the most weight reduction, you're also going to want to remove this bracket here. It's just held in place with two more bolts that you will remove. Up until now, we've just been taking stuff out of the car, but we're finally done with that. Now we can reinstall the trim pieces that we removed. So the two pieces for the upper shelf and the two side panels. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and then we can jump to the actual install of the rear seat delete. Once the trim pieces are reinstalled, the easy part is actually installing the rear seat delete. You're gonna get two of these plastic covers that go over this patch in the carpet. Take one of the smaller push clips and push it into the hole to lock it into position. We're gonna install the center support next. It sits into place like so, and we're gonna reuse the bolts in the top location of the child seat brackets we removed. The lower cover is gonna sit in place like this. You wanna make sure the lip on the back side goes behind the center support, and we're gonna use two of the larger push clips to lock it into position. Same thing on the other side. For the back piece, it already has the push clips installed. We'll set it on the center support, line up the four clips with the holes on the upper shelf, and then push them into place to lock it into position. And there we go. There you have it, guys. Obviously don't recommend having anyone sit back here because it's not safe, but now you can use this room for storage. You can actually store things underneath the covers if you want, and if you need, you can lay the back portion down flat so you have full access to the trunk and more room for cargo. Obviously, this is not a modification for everybody, but if you're looking to shed the weight, or maybe you just don't like the idea of those rear seats, this is a great solution for you. They're made right here in the States by Shrader Performance. If you want to pick up a set for yourself, the link is down in the description. Let me know if you guys have any questions or what else you'd like to see installed on the cars. I need to go reinstall my front seats, but if you guys are enjoying all the new content, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.